Alright, so this is how you play One of the Boys by John Lennon. This is a studio demo, kind of home recording type of thing. So the quality isn't too good, but shout out to Harper Tut for requesting it because I wouldn't have known about this song otherwise. But yeah, leave more comments of what songs you want me to do. They could be John Lennon, they could be Beatles, whatever. I have my John Lennon pick here. Anyways, pretty easy song. First chord is G. So he goes, well, when he says longer is when you switch to an A minor 7. So it's like an A minor minus that ring finger. So it's just second string, first fret, fourth string, second fret. So you alternate between those two. And like I said, the song's pretty unfinished, so it's kind of hard to distinguish like verse versus chorus, whatever. But I'll go ahead and call this part the verse. So it starts off with, well, he's no longer. When he says longer is when you switch to the A minor 7. He's just. When he says one of the boys, before he says it, you switch to G. One of the boys. And you alternate between those two chords for this first part of the song here. So I'll go ahead and play it slow. Well, he's no longer le garçon little. He's just one of the boys. You know they say that he's aged very well. Still, he's just one of the boys. You know he stays at the exclusive hotels. Yes, he's still one of the boys. Not too hard, right? No, and it says it doesn't matter how old you are. Start off with a B chord. So you're barring this second fret here with your first finger, and then with your, you can either do your pinky or your ring. You can bar the fourth fret, bottom 4 strings. You can play a B or a B7 here, kind of a B, B7. Up to you, whichever one you think sounds best. I personally think the regular B sounds better. So you go B. Doesn't matter how. When he says old, you switch to E minor. So it's like an E major chord minus that pointer finger. So you go, it doesn't matter how old you are. You're as, when he says dumb as you feel right now, you switch to a C. Dumb as you feel right now. No. When he says now, you go back to that B. So you go B, E minor, C, B. Doesn't matter how old you are, you're as dumb as you feel right now. Back to E minor. Dumb as you feel right. When he says now again, you're going to do, instead of the C, do a C7. Now. Doesn't matter how old you are. And when he says R, finishing that second kind of part, you can either do a D or a D7. So I'll play it slowly. Doesn't matter how old you are, you're as dumb as you feel right now. Dumb as you feel right now. Doesn't matter how old you are. And then you go back to the main 2 chord alternation. Well, he's no longer le garçon vital, but he's still the boy. Okay, it's not too hard. Like I said, you can either do the B or the B7 or the D and the D7. As far as the C to C7 goes, I'm pretty sure I hear that C first and then it switches to the C7. I know John likes to do that a lot. It's a very John song, just the way he structured it and the chords he used and stuff. But yeah, man, hopefully that was enough to go off of. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Yeah, send me more suggestions below. Do it slow. Yeah, kind of like a medium speed. Oh, strumming pattern, huh? Everybody asks for the strumming pattern. I go down, down, up, down, up. Now, if you listen to the horn recording, he's obviously going to play it different. I'm pretty sure like every single thing he does, like, you know, accents on the strumming. So it's kind of hard to get it exactly how it sounds, especially because the audio quality isn't very good. But that's the strumming pattern I'm using. Oh, he's no longer the grass on the town. He's just one of the boys. You know they say that he's aged very well. Still, he's just one of the boys. You know he stays at the exclusive hotel. Yes, he's still one of the boys. Doesn't matter how old you are, you're as dumb as you feel right now. Dumb as you feel right now. It doesn't matter how old you are. He's no longer, well, he's no longer a grass on the town, but he's still so on and so forth. But yeah, man, that's pretty much the whole song. Kind of towards the end, he just goes do 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 da 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 whatever. But he's still playing that same chord progression if you listen closely. But yeah, man, hopefully that was enough to go off of. Leave more comments and see you next time.